Welcome to another valuable how-to video. Here we're going to talk about the camera a little bit more. We've already talked about it quite a bit, but now we're going to talk about some of the additional features in the camera. So we're going to open up our camera here, which we can do right from the home screen or from the project screen. Here's our camera. What we have in the upper right-hand corner is a set of features that you might see on any phone, but a couple of them are really important and valuable. One of them is your aspect ratio and the other is zoom. So with aspect ratio, you want to make sure that you have the right aspect ratio for the right job. We originally had this set to a default of the full screen, and that would give you quite a good shot if you're far away. And we'll add the full frame of your camera sensor so you'll get the most pixels for your photo. However, most professionals want more precision. So use the aspect ratio 4:3, or one of my favorites, 1:1, and then you can get the perfect shot and it will go in exactly as it's supposed to. And then you can add more photos, of course, and we've done that in other videos, but the aspect ratio is super important. And it's not the same as the zoom. You can zoom in with your fingers by pinching and splaying, which is something many users know how to do on an iPhone or an Android. But if you're not comfortable with that, you can also open the zoom toggle and then you can use these settings. Now, the other thing you can do is add filters, at least on an iPhone. You can have different filters, just your typical iPhone camera or Instagram. And that can be great for lining up shots. Or you can do that later on with photo enhancement with our Magic Photo Enhancement tool that we've covered in another video. So those are the other things you can do. Flash, obviously, is self-explanatory. You do have a nice torch that will stay lit throughout your camera session. You can tap on that thing to get rid of your thumbnails. You can tap on the filters to get rid of the filter. So tap it again to bring it back. And now let's talk about tapping. So if you're really close to an item and you want to tap to focus farther away, you can do that. It'll set the contrast and the focus. And it does that very well. And then finally, you have these options for saving. You can save with AI. You can save to inventory, and you can save and continue taking photos, which is really good because that way you can say, all right, I've already got one photo of this, and it's the only photo I want. And now I want another photo of this, but I really don't like that photo. I'm not going to use it because it's not the right aspect ratio. So I'm going to use 16:9 because it will get the full height. And see how if I position it between the letter boxes, between the gray areas, I know I'm getting the right shot. And now I have a good shot of that. I'm going to save that. I can go really fast from here. I'll get another shot of this guy. And oops, I don't want to do that. Remember from the other video, if you've been watching our how-to videos, now I've got two items that are not the same. That's so good. All right, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to save the one item. And then I'm going to go in and save another. I'm going to just get that from my gallery and I'm going to save that. Now I've got that from my gallery. And I was able to do that because I have saved new photos to gallery on. I can also turn that off. And as you can see, when I take a shot of this guy and I go into the gallery, that guy's not there. Some people really love that. Other people really like to have the gallery on, and you can do it either way. And that is how we do the camera. I'll see you in another video.